create dynamic targets with the use of transaction control, and after that we will see how to load them back into the table using indirect loading. Now let's move on with this mapping. We have one mapping here, that is dynamic targets. I've created this mapping already, so that we should not lose more time for creating these mappings in our session. Let's start with this dynamic target creations. This is a flat file, and we are creating multiple flat files using this. Let's see where we have this flat file. In source files, emp list, this is the one. Add it with notepad. See here, we have 5 employees with 2 having department number 10, 2 having department number 20, and 1 is with department number 30. In this mapping, what we are doing is we are creating different files for different departments, right? So that means as per this file we have 3 departments, so it should create 3 department files. In the end we will see, by adding one more department, we will see that is it creating a new file for a new department or not. Fine. So this is our source. I have just imported this file itself here as a source. Okay, see, there are 4 columns: employee ID, name, salary, department. Same 4 columns here, and I have given the length for them. After that I am sorting them using department number. Just create one sorter transformation from here. This is the sorter transformation. Just import it one in the mapping, and just select this department as a key. You want to sort it in an ascending manner or descending manner, it's your wish. I'm selecting ascending. After that, in the expression transformation, we have to see what is the main logic we have kept here. Now see, these are the input output columns: employee ID, employee name, and salary. After that, the department is the key here, because we have to create dynamic files using department port. Now what I'm doing is I am making this department ID as input port, because I don't want to take this to the target. We have to evaluate this port here itself in the transformation, and we have to create one target file name here, and we have to see that the target for next record is changing or not. So how we can do that? Let's see. First of all, make it as input port, because you don't need this port as output, so remove this output checkbox. After that, I have created one variable port, that is variable current. So after that, I have given the value as department ID itself, right? Now I have created one more variable in that is prior to department ID. Now what will happen is, if you will create a variable port after the column which you are using in that variable port, it will take the value of current record. But if you will use a variable like I have used it here, I have created one current variable here and previous variable before that. So what will happen is, this variable will get the value of previous record. Now what will happen is, just see, when first record will go in this transformation, this is input output, this also, and salary also input output, so it will get the record value from the record itself. After that, this department value will be stored in this, but this previous variable will store null value, because in the first record it is not having any value, and when the second record will come, these all will get the second record value, and this current value also, it will get the second record value, and this previous, it will get the first record value, because now the variable this department ID current variable is having some value, and in the first record it was not having any value at that time. Got it? So we have got the previous record value here if we have declared this variable prior to the current variable. Now I have created one flag and I am comparing these two columns, that is current variable and previous variable. So I am saying if this previous variable and current variable is equal, then flag should be 0, otherwise 1. So what will happen is when the department will change, at that time this flag will be set to 1, otherwise it will be 0. So in our file it will be 1 here because this is the first record. It will be 0 here because 10 and 10 is same. For this, again for this record it will be 1 and it will create a new file. Here again it will be 0 and it will save this record in the previous file in 20 department file. Here again it will create a new record. So in this way it will create 3 files and these records will be saved in the current file itself, which is created for those departments. So I am not saving it, I am closing this file. Now here we have given a file name, that is department underscore, and the department ID I have concatenated after converting it into character, and .csv I have added as the extension for the file. Fine. For this reason we have sorted this records, because here we have just given these records manually, but in your organization if you will get a file or from table you are getting some records and you are not sure that whether they are in sorted manner or not. So for not taking the risk and for controlling that, you can sort it in the mapping itself. If you have table as a source, you can do that in source qualifier itself. If you have a flat file, you can use sorted transformation, and after that sort that data on that key on which you have to create the flat files. We want to create the flat files on department ID, so I have selected department ID as the key for this mapping. Now here comes the transaction control mapping. I'll also tell you that why we have created this file name. Now see here, in transaction control we have few functions like tc commit before, tc continue transaction, tc rollback before, or tc commit after. Like that we have 4 functions. Those are predefined functions. See, this is coming in blue. So here in previous expression transformation we set flag value to 0 or 1. Now I am saying that if flag is 1, tc commit before. That means before executing this record, send a commit command till the previous record. So what will happen is it will close the previous file and open a new file. When you will use flat files and with the transaction control, what will happen is when you will send a commit command to the flat file, it will close a file and it will open a new file for the next record. So that is the use of transaction control in creating dynamic files. So if the flag is 1, it will commit, otherwise the transactions will continue, it will not do anything. Now let's see the use of this file name. I have created one flat file in targets. This employee list is there. This is another file. Yep, this one. Why the name is showing as employee list? Okay, the target is employee department. See, in employee department we have 3 columns, but we have one more port here, that is file name. So from where to get this file name port? This is the add file name column to this table. If you will click on this button, it will add the file name. So you can assign a dynamic name to the file from here using this column, right? This is See, this is just a readable column and you cannot rename it. So you just click on this and it will be added to your flat file. Now we have given this file name, so when it will be creating a new file, it will assign this name. Otherwise, for the old file, it will keep it as same. Now let me delete the previous file in the target directory. It might be already created there. What is this? Is a dynamic target. The source is in source directory emplist.csv, the same file which we have seen. Here we are getting employee list. I think I have deleted already. It's not existing here. So let's execute this. We will see what will be the output. It's succeeded. 5 records loaded. Now in target directory, we can see it's in this. I think I have given the new directory here. Yep, the output directory for the targets I have given as target directory, and then added one more folder, that is department, DEPT. So this is the same directory which we have given for target, and we have, let me delete this file and generate it again. So I have executed it. So we have received these 3 files, that is department number 10, 20 and 30. Let me open it. Here we have received only those 2 employees which are from department number 10, that is Aman and Sheetal, right? From department number 20 we have got Gaurav and Ashok, same, and department number 30 we should get Mohit, right? Now let's test us with one more employee. Test 10,000, and department number we will give it as 40. So now it should generate one more file in this folder. Let me execute it. So it has generated a new file, department number 40. So it's creating target files dynamically, right? So this is what we were testing. We have seen how to create dynamic files at runtime, right? Now let's go back to the new mapping, which is indirect load. What we are doing in indirect load is, we have seen how to create dynamic files, but let's see now in this mapping indirect load, that how to load multiple files into a same table or a flat file, target flat file or a target table, using indirect load. Now we have created multiple files here, right? 10, 20, 30, 40. We have 4 files here. Now how to load these 4 files into same target file? Let me delete this employee department file from here. In this EMP list, I am just giving the name of the files. This is the list which we have to read as a source. Now what will happen is, in the previous file we have seen that how to assign dynamic name to a target, right? Now in this mapping we will see that how to use the source file name into the mapping. See, this is employee department file and we are using the flat file name. Let's go to the source file, that is employee department. This is the one. Now see here, we have three columns here: EMP ID, name and salary, which we had in that flat file. Now from where this column is coming? Currently processed file name. Go to the properties and select this column, that is add currently processed flat file name port. So if you will check this box, it will give you one more column and the length will be fixed for this, and this port will be having the name of the flat file which is being read in the mapping for that record, right? This is just a simple mapping. What we are doing is we are just loading these three columns, EMP ID, name and salary, to the target, but we have put some special logic for this flat file. Now what will happen is, when you will read the source file name, it will not come just as a name. We are reading department underscore 10.csv, so it will not come as dpt underscore 10.csv. It will come with full path, that is C Informatica 9.5.1 server infashared tgt files and dept. So in that sense, if you want to get just this name department underscore 10, what we have to do is we have to take the substring from that current file name using this backward slash, right? Now see this, I am doing substring on this file name using this backward slash. Now I don't know that how many backward slashes will be there in my path. So what I have done is I'm using -1, because what I have to do in this path is, after dept there will be one more slash. Now see, this is the complete path for dept 10. Now if you will use -1, it will start from reading from backward. So from the back side, this is the first slash, and I want dept 10, which is coming after this last backward slash, right? So I have given -1 here. After that I am giving even after that I have given +6. That means it will start from when you will take the in string for this slash, say it will give you value as 50. Now here, if this slash is coming at 50, so we want 50 plus 6. Why? Let's see. Count the length of this string, that is dept underscore. This is 5. So we should start from 1 here. That is the 6th character after that slash. So I am taking +6, and after that the value should be only we need substring for 2 characters, that is 1 and 0, 2 and 0, 3 0, 4 0, like that, right? So we have got this substring, that is the department number 10 20 30 40. So I'm storing this substring into department number and making it in decimal characters, and after that I'm loading it into this flat file, which is employee list, employee department. We will see, I have just deleted that file from this folder. We will see after the execution of this workflow. Now we have seen that how to get the source file name into the mapping. Now let's see how to load multiple files at a time. Go to the mapping tab. I've just created the same mapping for the same mapping workflow for this mapping, and see here I've selected the source file type as indirect. What is the difference in direct and indirect? When you will take the source file type as direct, it will directly go to the that file which we have assigned here, that name, and it will read that file as a source. And if you will give that source file type as indirect, the file name which we will give here as a source file name, that file name will give the actual source file names, and this is just indirect file which is keeping the names of that all those source files. So I am giving the name of emplist.txt. So let's see, in this file I am keeping all the names of source files. These are the actual source files for our mapping, right? Here I am creating this file manually, that emplist.txt, but normally in organizations what we will do is we will create one command task which is a shell script, and we will put that command task here in pre-session. You can make it non-reusable. You can write a shell script, you can add a command here, you can write a shell script or just a single command that putting in for loop, that for f in this directory, just print the file name into this file. That's it. Use the for loop and it will create a file in a similar manner like this emp list, and it will write all the file names into that file. So that we can use as indirect source for this workflow. Currently we have created this manually. So now in indirect mode I'm loading it into a file in target directory in department folder, and the file name will be emp_dept.csv. Currently we don't have any file here with that name. Let me run this. So we have 6 records, right? 2, 2, 1 and 1 for 4 departments. In the monitor, let's see. So all the 6 records are loaded in this. Yeah, we have got this empdpt. So we have got all the 6 employees here with the department number. See this, 10, 20, 30, 40. So from that source file name, we have used substring function and we have got this department ID from that source name. So we have seen that how to create dynamic target files using transaction control transformation, and how to load those files back into a single file using indirect load.